Good thing that record button wasn't going.
Yeah, no kidding. My God, we'd be canceled.
This was quite the adventure to get started tonight.
Yeah, it was a late start. My son decided to come over and have dinner, and when that happens, the world stops for my wife.
Of course, understandable. It did.
It is understandable. So it was nice to have him over. We had a nice chats about things going on in the world and that kind of thing. And so yeah. Anyway, my fault. It's a late start, but we're here now, and we're going to get into tonight, right?
Yeah, they may be a few minutes shorter than normal, but
okay.
we'll try to crank them in.
No.
Yeah.
We're just going to do the halftime.
I can't go.
Let's omit the halftime.
Yeah, we'll power eat.
Can't go to midnight.
Yeah, me neither. I gotta get up early and do more work. Look at me needing to work.
What's up with that?
I know.
We've had about 8 months of just
do nothing,
sitting there,
and then suddenly
there's sitting there sharpening
flurry.
the bench.
I know, it's a flurry of work, and it's crazy.
When you sit that long, you kind of get out of practice. You're just like, fuck, you're interrupting my day. I need to watch The View.
All right, it's the end of July 27th to be exact. It's Dudes Like Us with a fantastic hot frickin' day in Texas. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
You're right. 10 straight days coming up.
Yeah,
and it's already been how many straight days?
10.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Really? Are we on 20? It's going to be 20 or 30 straight days of 100 plus, man.
I don't know.
Well, I recall, it was actually a long time ago, maybe 25, 30, 26, 7 years, 30 years ago, whatever. 100 straight days of over 100 degrees.
That was 1980, I believe, wasn't it? 80 something?
I was working at the Four Seasons in Las Colinas. No, that was the 90s.
I keep hearing about something in the 80s. I wasn't down here, man.
Maybe it was, but I know in 95, around that time, I remember I was working.
I was down here in 95.
97.
I was here. That's when I got married.
97, whatever.
Me too.
It was right around that time.
96.
Because I remember it was 100 straight days. I remember I was riding the whenever the Byron Nelson golf tournament would happen, they'd make you you'd have to park. You wouldn't be able to park in the normal spot because it's a huge publicized deal. So lots of employee parking taken up by NBC, ABC, et cetera, and all the
news
proponents that go to it. And I remember it was so fucking miserable because we had to park at Northlake College, which is about a mile and a half away.
Did they bus you?
And they bust you. They had these buses back and forth, back and forth.
Well, at least you didn't have to walk.
Well, I mean,
sometimes it would have been faster, I'm sure.
Right.
Standing there in the heat waiting for your bus.
There's nothing worse than being at big events.
Miserable.
Where they don't manage the bus system very well, and everybody's sitting around, and then it gets pissy. Well, it's like everybody starts to jockey for the next bus, and people start getting bitchy with each other.
This is my seat.
It was run pretty.
That's my bus. He's
run pretty good. They had basically like 3 buses running nonstop. So there was always one. It was a mile and a half away, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And it's a big event, so they had the money to pay for it, and the buses were. You get in it, you're not freaking hot,
Right.
You get in from outside, you're like, anything is colder.
Being outside, 100-degree heat in a golf
but
tournament.
you'll get in there, you're all stinking.
And there's no shade. I guess there could be some shade, but
there's
not
it
enough
doesn't
to help.
matter when it's 105.
I was going to say, it's just this hot, crappy, even when the breeze is blowing, it's just... It's like you're standing. It's like you're standing in front of the oven. It's billowing out.
The Four Seasons was unique because when you showed up in street clothes, and you go to the locker room and you change clothes there because they have
into your fancy bow tie.
Well, they have a specific uniform you have to wear. It's not necessarily a bow tie. They have some that have some bow ties, they have regular ties, but you don't wear your own clothes.
Do they cleanse them for you?
They press them, clean them. They do everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you basically go up in there and say, it's a E42, and they hand you a little something, and
that's the way you ask for it.
Yeah.
Yo, E42, bitch.
Yeah.
And they're like, why do you keep talking to me like that?
Yeah.
I know you talk normally, Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, E42.
You're from El Paso. Come on.
You speak English? No, it was. Anyways, so 100 straight days. Yeah, it's freaking hot. We got a great show lined up, and that's why I'm like, we don't have time to cut away from the show just because Nimblrod over here had. We got to delay our podcast. We're gonna have dinner with my son.
I know.
The fuck out of here! Why don't you tell your son to man up and get over there and have dinner at a respectable time?
I told him he could join podcast, and he was like, "Nah, I got to get back."
So we've got
To what?
we're talking a little about ear piercing. We're going to talk about some things that we did for leisure as a kid growing up, roller skating, biking. We've got the first times. The first kiss.
Do we want to announce this? Because we may not get to any of those.
Whatever.
I was going to say,
You know,
I'm going to put money on.
We've got the bucket list.
We get to the first
You know
one
what is on your bucket list? There's lots of things
to complete a list.
and we may
in podcast.
even talk about because they. I know some of the dudes like us out there like to talk about. They've played Dungeons and Dragons in the past. And some D&D, and they've got new cultures of D&D, and my kids play Star Wars.
What does that mean? Cultures.
So the traditional D&D is
It's expanding into other I got
genres.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have like for example, they have Star Wars D&D.
Nice.
I think we should go. I played when I was 12, right? And I played for a couple summers, and I had my character, and it was fun. And I didn't pick it up again after that, and I'd like to do it again.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
So I think we
Yeah.
should set up once a month a D&D thing with the three of us, because I know you guys have played as well.
Yeah, I grew
Much
up
more
playing
recently
with my brothers. We
Much
played
more recently than I
a
have.
lot. As a matter of fact, over the
It's
years,
time-consuming
over the
now.
years, we got together.
That's what I said.
We'd get a hotel, and my three brothers. I mean, we're all three grown ass men. And
Wait a
we
minute.
still played.
We get hotel.
We would get
Ugh.
one. We'd get a hotel, or sometimes some of us would host. Actually, I'm the only one that hosted. But that's what we do.
Did you wear like costumes?
We never got weird like that.
Did
you
you
no.
talk in their language? In
No.
their voice?
We didn't.
I
roll-
am Paul.
Okay. No, we didn't have any characters that talked
No.
like that either.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's funny. My son Brandon, he
talks like that.
He does.
Oh.
He got somebody he works with got him into D&D, and he went over and created this character and everything, and he named it Half Thor Thundercock.
We go back over the names we had, and we totally made fun of ourselves for the stupidest names that we came up with. Completely stupid.
All my names that I create, not just D&D, but any kind of video game or something, they all have to evolve around flatulence and some sort
So
of.
you just have like childish names.
Oh, it's like Fartholomew.
Really?
I'm trying to think.
It's
of
too hard to say.
Fartatious. I can't think of them all. I've had some really good ones, man.
Mine are no better. I had these guys that were twins. They were Woomis and Whammis. How gay is that?
Yeah.
It's gay.
Pretty
Yeah.
gay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Gay as in what?
Joyful.
Gay as in not
Joyful.
cool.
I mean, I don't
My
think
wife
they're
is
that.
calling. She wants the Amazon password.
Ah.
So let me just give it out on air. The login is
Is she buying you something? So it's going to come in a brown, unlabeled package?
no,
The double fisted.
no, no. She's buying bedroom.
Oh, toys?
Bedroom. Did you guys hear about the bomb threat? It turned out to be a sex toy.
Oh, really?
Wow.
No.
What
What the
What'd
hell?
that toy look like?
I don't know.
What the hell?
I saw that. It said bomb scare. That's what it was. Bomb scare ended up being a sex toy.
It probably showed up in a brown box, unlabeled or something like that. They're like, what is this?
It was great. I had to laugh. I somehow I find these ridiculous article titles. I rarely read the articles. I just kind of scan all the titles. That's what I do every night, right? My wife's falling asleep, and I just sit there scanning titles, and then I'll wake her up, with some, outrageous,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like somebody saying something or something that gets her all riled up, and she's just like, ugh, go to bed. Stop reading that.
Right.
Anyway, so. All right. So continue.
Well, you sent her the password.
I'm working on it.
Well, as far as D&D, I would like to get into that again.
Well, that'd be fun.
It is fun.
Again, we would have to start from scratch because, again, it's been 40 years since I played it.
So, yeah,
And I'm
it's
sure
like,
some things have changed.
it'll come back.
So Mr. Producer has pulled up the false bomb threat in Nashville. It's revealed to be a sex toy.
Yeah, so I wasn't lying.
Yeah. So
So what's the details? Nashville Metro Police detectives and hazardous device units were called in Monday evening to investigate a bomb threat that was later determined to be a sex toy.
I wonder what the sex toy looked like.
Yeah, they should show a picture of that. It's probably the one from Naked Gun that when he starts it.
No, well, it was probably a Whoopi Goldberg hand.
Do you guys remember that when they're in the sex shop?
Oh yeah,
Naked
it's
Gun.
like going crazy.
Yeah, he's the idiot. The sidekick idiot guy's like messing with the toys while he's
Right.
the other one, and it's like a lawnmower. I mean, he starts it up and he's like,
It's like,
and this dick is flapping all over the place. Oh my god, it's hilarious.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to watch that again and see if it stands up to today's. If it
I'm
if
sure
it
it
holds up.
does. I'm sure it does.
Nice beaver.
Yeah. That and like movie Airplane and well, hell, I mean, we've talked about movies like that in the past. What is it, Top Gun? No. Top Secret.
Top Secret.
Yeah.
I don't I've seen that one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, with
I tell you what movie did hold up was
That was
the
a
guy
good
that doesn't have a throat anymore.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
And then there was Hot Shots. That wasn't bad either.
It was all right.
It wasn't as good as the other ones, but I thought it was funny.
That had Chuck Sheen in it.
Charlie Sheen.
Chuck
Chuck Sheen.
Sheen.
Yeah, there was Airplane 1 and 2,
And Emilio Estevez, didn't it?
Oh, gosh, that was his brother. That's his half brother.
Naked Gun 1 and 2.5.
2.5. Yes.
Yeah, it was 2.5. All those silly movies, right?
Was it Leslie Nielsen? Is that his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
He played on a lot of goofy movies. He's a funny guy.
He was a serious actor for years and years and years until he hit the Naked Gun thing.
I could see him being a soap opera star. Was he?
Oh,
Was
I
he
don't
a
know.
soap opera guy?
I don't know. He played a lot of serious roles in his youth.
Yeah.
He is absolutely fantastic.
He's lost his. He's so funny. Like on interviews, he'll bring fart machines. You know, he's constantly. He'll sit there and he'll lean up one cheek and rip, and then they'll be like, "And did you just fart?" And he's like, "Yeah, yes, I did." And he would like continue talking like it was nothing. No, I wouldn't mind doing the thing. The only problem with D&D is it's time consuming. Not that I have a problem allotting time for it, but it's the other folks around us that have a problem with us devoting
Yeah.
that slice of the pie. We only have so many slices that we can divvy up, so we got to free. And Paul, you have even less. I mean, you got motorcycle, you've got tier 1, tier 2, you've got all kinds
You
of.
got basketball.
Yeah.
Let me share one D&D story. So I always liked to hack and slay. I was just like my oldest brother was the DM, and he was excellent. Like he could move and shift on the fly. If you didn't do something he wanted to do, then he would just morph the story to where you ended up doing it anyway. You know what I mean? A lot of these DMs, dungeon masters, right? They like to go. They have everything scripted, and if you don't follow their script perfectly, it falls apart, right? So anyway, I always used to like, let's attack this, let's kill this, let's do this, and then my other brother wanted to build up things in his inventory. So give me an example. He would be a wizard, and he would like figure out all the spells that he wanted and all the things that needed to be made to get the spells.
Well, you have
So
to
he would-
harvest that
I
stuff.
know, but he would like go into stores into town, and he would ask, do they have any bone dust, bone dust for
and
something?
some-
And meanwhile, I'm in the
it's
corner
some
going,
moon glow
oh my
juice."
god.
Could I just cut you?
Yes, yeah. I'm just gonna stab you in the back and
Let me
let's move
grind your
on.
bone. I'll make your dust.
But my brother, the DM, was like just made it. He found it just as important. So he'd go, let me see if they have any Targaryen bone dust, and he'd roll his dice and go, no, they don't have any. And I'm just like, really? Who gives a shit? Come on, let's get going here. Let's like attack something,
Right.
right?
Well, that's part of his
We could not
attack.
have been more opposite in what we wanted to get out of the experience. And I was just like, oh, he drove me crazy. He drove me crazy. Anyway, good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it, the whole D&D thing kind of switched over to, the video games, and then the whole WoW, World of Warcraft.
You got
Took
sucked into
on-
that big time, didn't you?
Yeah, I played for almost, I know I played for, I want to say a year straight, but it wasn't a year straight. I think I missed like 2 days. And this is sad.
Oh my God, that's sad.
It is sad.
Think about what your life could be like if you took all that time
Well,
and had invested it in something
but think of it like this. I mean,
10,000 hours.
productive.
You could be a great golfer right now.
Oh, you could play for Van Halen right now.
Yeah.
wow, that's
learn
true.
guitar.
I could have done some stuff like that. But
10,000 hours.
the time I played was
because you
like,
said if you devote 10,000 hours to anything, you will become
An expert.
an expert.
Correct.
All right. Well, there you go.
That's
So
the
you
ooh,
are an
does
expert.
that mean we're going to be an expert podcasters soon?
Have we done, aren't we already there?
I don't know.
We are not there.
So if we do, let's say 3 hours a podcast, how many podcasts we need to do to get to 10,000
Oh, we need a
hours?
mathlete.
Well, we got about 80 currently. So 80 times 3 is 2,400. So we're about almost 25% there.
That's
So we have about
280 times 3 is 240.
Well, how many shows do we have? We have almost 40 shows.
correct.
So
30. I just posted 39,
so
1 and 2.
it's 40 front and half. That's 80.
80
80 and times 3.
is 240 hours.
No, it's 2,400.
No.
Oh, it's
80 times 30 is 2,400.
Oh, so oh my God, we have a ways to go.
Yeah, I don't think we're
So we need to do
10,000 hours.
3,333
God.
full first half, second half.
Okay, well, let's talk really quick. Let's get this over with.
So
Come on,
do-
we have a lot of
so we
podcasts
do-
to get
So we
into.
do one a week.
No, we need
So
to
divide that
talk
by 52.
slower.
That's 64 years it will take us.
All right.
I got to tell you right now, I'm not going to make it.
I'll be 108.
We are off our game today, so
I'm not gonna make it.
I tried to get ahead of what was going on with Paul being delayed getting here.
It never matters.
No, well, yeah, we tried to get ahead. As I poured the bourbons out in advance, trying to get that ahead of that.
You're trying to cut corners.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to be prepared so that when you walk in, we didn't have to do the whole thing of opening it up and pouring it. I just get it. Anyways, Mr. Producer, what is the bourbon that we've got popped up on here right now? That's the Tumbling Dice.
Tumbling dice.
Tumbling
Tumbling
Dice.
Dice.
This is a bottled and bond. It's a heavy rye mash bill.
Oh, that's why I taste bread,
Yeah.
sort of.
60%
wheat.
corn, which
Well,
is
but
actually anything when that corn drops down to 60%. It's not bottle and bond. It's only been aged for 3 years. I apologize. I misspoke. As all dudes like us know, bottle and bond is at least 4 years. So
Very nice.
dudes like us know that when you're drinking these bourbons, regardless what type or whiskeys, if that corn drops down to 60%, there's something special that's happening. In my eyes, there's something special happening because that means that they're taking the time to wield other flavors and mix it in there, and it's exciting. Like a lot of the 4 grains bourbons that are popping up. I'm enjoying those because not that they all do it, but 1 or 2 of them do, where they make it a rye whiskey or a wheat whiskey, and I think it has a good flavor to it. But this one does too. It's got a kind of a spicy front, even though I don't see any tasting notes, which are below.
This is MGP.
They seem to be
Is there
below
anything
the
below? Oh, there they are.
There
Okay,
they
there you
are.
Uddy. Oh, they have an eye.
An eye. What does that mean?
It's how it looks.
Yeah, it's ruddy oak.
Ruddy
it looks
oak.
ruddy. Oh,
What is a
nice.
ruddy?
Wait, what the hell does ruddy mean?
I don't know. Hey, you guys ready? Yep, let's go.
No, I don't think it's. Are you ruddy?
Oh,
It'd be more like, what have you been doing? You look all ruddy.
What? You look all tainted?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think you kind of look like a light brown.
Having a healthy reddish
Oh,
color.
healthy reddish color.
I guess Clemson, whatever.
So
All
we
right.
could say, what
Clemson
have you
is
been
orange.
doing? What have you been doing, Jeff? You look all ruddy.
Is it
right
Clementine?
Yeah, like when you run, your face gets all ruddy.
now.
It's all flush.
Yeah, like you've been using that word for years.
I have, every
I
day.
thought
try
crimson
to
was
work
red,
it.
like blood red.
I don't know. Is crimson?
Anyways.
Crimson. That's the Alabama, right? Crimson Tide.
The nose is
Kind of the
sweet
color
and
of the,
oaky with notes of spice,
lava.
dark fruit, char, cocoa, caramel,
Wow.
and a touch farmy. Does that say farmy?
Everything you just said was just like, do you have a speech impediment?
Does that say touch farmy?
And a touch farmy.
Yeah. Sweet and oaky with notes of spice,
Your spacing
dark
was
fruit,
your-
char coke,
Your diction was off.
and a
My
touch
diction was on
farmy.
farmy.
Yes.
And a touch farmy. That means it's a little earthy, perhaps. I don't know.
Earthy.
Harvesty.
Maybe some manure.
Oh
Yeah.
well, let me give me another try. Here, hold on. Let me read the palette.
There you go.
That's the Paul I know. That's the Paul. Now
That's
there's
at the end of the show.
usually there's a dick in your mouth.
Oh, come on!
Oh, too soon?
What is wrong with you?
Really?
God,
Really?
really?
All right. So I give it a 5, 6 at the tops. This
Five
is
and
a
a
good
half.
one. I wouldn't buy it again, but I'm glad we have it, and I want it part of our collection. So if we drink this bottle, let's just put it this way: when I say I wouldn't buy it again, that's not true. I want it in the collection. So
I would buy this over others that we've had.
absolutely,
I
definitely.
mean, that's the tough one, right? I mean, we have tried so many, and there's so many options that it's like, why would you buy this one again?
Right.
That's the problem.
Well, we've purchased a few of them again because we really like them.
That's right.
So we know the ones we really like, and
Touch
we
farming.
will replenish those.
Right.
You know, like we're always going to have a nose mill. We're always going to have a rare breed. Probably some of the wild turkey stuff, the Russells and stuff like that. The Mictors we've replenished.
Yeah.
Early times, Bottled and Bond, we've replenished that several times.
Right. Yeah.
So there's ones we know that we really want. Like this one doesn't stand out like those. It's good.
It's good. No, it's solid. I would give it a 6, actually.
Do you go on Facebook?
No.
Are you friends with Mark?
Just said no.
I probably, I don't know.
No, in general.
Yeah.
Oh no. I meant okay. All right. Well, our common friend had a bourbon tasting, and he took a photo of about a dozen bourbons that they had, and interesting. He had them set up. I don't recall all that they were, but he had them set up from left to right, and Oregon Spirit was on the left.
Okay.
And
That's the one that's very very grassy.
that was the weeded
The wheat whiskey
yeah.
is super grassy.
Super grassy.
But
probably
they
need to
make
try that again.
they make a bourbon.
And we have the bourbon.
Yeah. So it won at his place.
Because it's different.
Well, no, hold on. This wasn't the grassy one. This is the bourbon one.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So this is it's Oregon Spirit bourbon. You know, not the grassy one. So my point is that we've tried that. So they had 11 or 12 bourbons, and they had like Knob Hill,
Knob Creek.
Knob Creek. I meant to say Knob Hill. I don't remember. I forget all the ones, but they had some. They looked nice. I forget what they were. God damn it, that sucks. But anyways, it was interesting that Oregon Spirit won out of all those, and they had some winners. That few, FEW.
Yeah, we've got that.
You
one.
know, there was.
We didn't care for that.
No.
Mhm.
But so basically, from I recall being over at Mark's house, is that when we did a tasting, we basically were given 2 samples, and the winner of the 2 went on, and the loser went into the other bracket.
Yeah, it was like a tournament.
Yeah. So we had a bracket system set up.
Like a Sweet 16,
Yeah.
Sweet 12,
Yeah,
Yeah.
this would be a sweet
Terrific
12.
12.
And
There you go.
anyway, so
Wow.
it was kind of cool. Maybe one of these days he'll invite dudes like us.
Probably not.
Probably not. It's funny. I mentioned
We
on
could
there.
do our own
We
blind
can,
tasting.
yeah.
We
It's a
could.
free country. We
I
can-
wouldn't waste our bourbon on that.
That'd be fun.
You
Actually,
wanna do
we
that?
talked about doing that.
You
Actually.
want to do like 4 or 5 and say Julie could pick them out, or one of the wives could pick them out. And
I mean, between us, perhaps.
that's what I
So-
mean. The 3 of us.
So we need to go back over the entire collection, and we need to record.
We've said this a dozen times and we haven't done it.
I know, but we need to, and in the spreadsheet, we need to like give it our like the number of stars, and we need to all this kind of stuff because there are people that would be very very interested in that. I mean,
All right.
how many
Well,
times? Hold on, how many
we've
times have we
got
gone
time.
to Total Wine? How many times have we gone to Total Wine and we find these guys just kind of staring blankly at the hundreds, if not thousands, of bourbons that are on the shelf, having
Right.
no freaking clue.
And it'd be awesome if they had our fancy dudes like us cheat sheet.
Absolutely.
Sell them for $10.
We literally,
Yeah.
honestly,
we could laminate it.
absolutely could. We could,
And
it
we
could be a
could-
magnet that you put on your refrigerator.
We could put it on wood. We'd freaking carve it.
We could. It would be something that
That'd be
people.
really big.
It
Make
would
legible.
absolutely be something that
large
people
font.
would find. They would find it to be valuable. Absolutely.
Weighs like 100 pounds.
You know? Be like
Wood tablet.
be like Moses tablets.
Right. Right.
We can chisel them in stone.
I agree. We just need to do it. You know, we talk about doing a lot of things, and
Well, the thing is, we keep buying new ones.
we need to
So-
go back and we do. We need to go back and revisit.
I mean, it's going to take a long ass time for us to go through everything we've already.
Actually, it'll take one more drink for all of us to basically kill any one of those bottles out there.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Well, we're getting to the
Oh,
point
that's
where
a good point. That's a good point.
Well,
know.
here's what I'm doing measuring. I mean, this last week's show, we just kind of did what we normally do, and it turned out it was like 4 ounces. It was a lot. So this one I measured out. This
Yeah,
one
it
I
was-
measured out, and it was was this a heavy pour?
No, I mean, I thought, well, I thought like what we've have been doing
It's
hasn't been a heavy
So
pour.
compared to in the past, what would you?
No, it
is this
seemed-
acceptable?
It seemed maybe an ounce less. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 3.5 ounces.
Well, there you go.
All right, so it's 3.5, and I dumped it in there, and I think that's what we're going to end up. I mean, if you guys feel that's appropriate, that's what I would do moving forward, because what that would do is that basically took us right above the halfway mark. About almost a third was consumed.
You know what's crazy is that they say that an ounce of hard alcohol is a drink.
Correct.
1 ounce
I
Of
thought it was an
80
ounce and a
proof.
quarter.
Of 80 proof.
of 80 proof. So yeah. So you're telling me that we have and like you said, it does not seem like a strong pour at all, but it's 3.5 drinks.
So what's 3.5 ounces of 100 proof bourbon? How many drinks is that?
So if you said an 80 proof bourbon is 1 ounce of an 80 proof bourbon is 1 drink. Yeah. So we have what, a total of how many ounces of proof, right?
So in
Do
the United
the math
States,
that way, right?
a
3.5
standard drink is also known as an alcoholic beverage drink equivalent, is called as any drink that contains 0.6 fluid ounces or 14 grams of pure alcohol. Well, that didn't help at all. Sorry about that, Waste.
Yeah, do
So
that math.
it'd be 300 and let's just do the proofs. 350, right? Proofs versus 240.
Okay,
proofs.
there it is.
So you're talking about 90 more, which is 4 4.25 drinks compared to 80 proof bourbon.
But 1.5 ounces is considered a drink.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
I feel better about that. I don't know why.
we can calm down.
I feel better.
So 1.5 ounces of an 80 proof is a drink.
So
Yeah.
we have roughly then 2.25 drinks in one pour.
Yeah.
That just doesn't seem possible.
That's
Why?
it is. We're losers.
It explains why the second half is incoherent.
No, it's not that bad.
I just edited one and I'm like, yeah.
Was it bad?
Oh my God! Did
Shut-
you not hear the recordings that he said?
I haven't. No, I responded and didn't even listen to it.
Shad got pretty
Poor
toasty.
Chuck. I blamed it on Chuck.
He wasn't even there.
I
He
know.
wasn't even there.
I said it wasn't me. It was Chuck. Hopefully, Chuck's listening to this and laughing.
Yeah.
But anyway, don't. No. What is it? Is it bad?
I don't know.
You guys said I had to explain it.
Here, I'll play it for
That's
you.
okay. No, don't play it. I don't want to know.
I need to come on you. Whoa. God. I need to come on you. Whoa.
Okay, that clearly is a robotic voice
That's you,
that was
Paul.
synthesized.
What is that all about?
Synthesized online. That was a cloud-based voice.
No, I never did her. She played with my junk. No, I never. I'm in
Okay,
love with the
that's
other
Sean.
woman.
That's Sean right
That's
there.
you.
No, I never did her. That's you.
I'm in love with the other woman.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
not
totally
bad.
you.
No, that's not bad. That part's not bad. It's the I never did her. That's
she
you.
just messed with my junk.
That's 100% Sean. Really? No, we don't. This is. Oh. Okay, that was a low
All right,
point.
the second half of the show.
Was that the same one?
Yes.
Was that the same?
Was that the one you just posted?
Just posted that when we played the 80s
The I
subs.
Miss You?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Is that climax?
Yes.
Oh, that's a low point of our podcast.
It was bad.
It was funny though.
It was bad.
It's funny for us. Our listeners are probably like, "Really?
What was really funny about it is that we were all just talking. We're talking over the songs, and then we're like, yeah, I don't know. And then we all
Well,
stopped.
first of all, it's climax.
we
so
all
we didn't want to.
stop the moment.
We
the
didn't want to
refrain.
recognize that we knew the song or
Yes,
liked it or
that's
anything
right.
because I
Yeah,
don't
we were
like that
like,
song.
what is
That song
this?
is stupid.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
We go, yeah. It was,
all at the same
it
time.
was. We howled with laughter after that. I do remember that.
Yeah.
So you literally just edited that and
It's
posted it.
posted now.
Very
yeah.
nice. So what did we caught up to?
This
39?
was
Two?
beginning of March.
Beginning of March. We're getting there. You're doing great. It's all 100% you, by the way.
I want to thank you for your support. and your
Yeah.
help.
No, we love you.
Yeah.
Love you and appreciate you.
Probably need to bring
And
some
so
more beer
do our
over.
listeners around the world.
Yeah, we do have some listeners around the world.
We
do.
got one in Brazil.
Yeah.
I find that fascinating.
Yeah,
How do we have a listener in Brazil?
They're angling to kill us.
They clicked on us
By
somehow,
mistake?
and it could be. They went, "What is this?"
Well, we have to start
They're
speaking
going,
in
dudes
Portuguese.
like us. Oh, let's check this out. Maybe it's some gay thing.
No, it's not gay.
Dudes like us. What? No, it's dude.
That's where you
Great.
put
So
the
you're telling me we have a gay Brazilian listener now? Is that what you're
I don't
saying?
care if he's gay or not. I mean, I hope if he is.
Whatever
gay,
your name is, Mr. Brazil, we like you. I don't think you're gay.
No, I hope you're happy
But if you are gay, we accept you the way you are.
because you're a dude like Paul.
Wow.
He goes
Okay.
by Paul in Brazil.
So Paul.
Yeah, so
Good
why can't
Lord.
people, like, aren't there comments? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could read, if the guy from Brazil listens to our podcast and he, like, goes, hey, this is me, I'm Enrico, I'm in Brazil, blah, blah, blah. That would be awesome. How come we can't communicate with the people that listen to us?
'Cause we're
You
idiots.
need to direct them to our. Well, really, the only social media we have is Instagram right now.
So none of the places where we actually play the podcast,
Apple Music, you can leave a review.
but only one person has. That was my buddy. That was
Right.
very nice of him.
5 stars. Actually, 22 people have actually left star reviews, no comments.
Oh, what were the stars?
Well, you have 5 stars.
Every single person.
Yeah,
So it's my friend over and over and over again.
could be. Could be.
Trying to boost our ratings.
But I don't know if Amazon has comments or, and actually,
Need to use the dudes like us.
Spotify is not a big streamer for us.
Oh, that's what I use.
Not a lot of people do. A lot of
Yeah,
it
surprisingly, it was some off-brand that
was called.
when you pulled up the
I
list.
I used it, I downloaded it to see what it was all about. It's called Overcast.
What? I thought we were only on 3 platforms.
No, once you're on the RSS feed, all these other places pick it up.
How many platforms are we on then?
The analytics have about 15
We're amazing.
because you could do it on
Well.
Google, you could do it on. So we are physically. You have to join Amazon, Spotify, and Apple. You have to actually say post my podcast. These other places, they just go out there and grab all of them
Really?
and put them in their catalog.
All in China?
Yeah.
Is this like TikTok of podcasts in China?
No, like this Overcast, right? So when you do that, you can search for any podcast that's out there. You don't have to go to Amazon. That's why a lot of people use it, probably,
Yeah.
right? So
Well, I'm glad they do.
Yeah, so
They found us.
yeah, so
And
that's
we're sexy. And we're
so Apple's
knowledgeable.
a big one, Amazon's a big one,
Sexy
and the
and I
Overcast
like
is a big
it.
one.
Boom, boom, boom.
Very
Wow.
nice. And I've noticed that when I do post, our numbers go up. So people must get notifications that new shows are out there.
Because they're just waiting on pins and needles for that next show.
Could be.
And
Well,
they're like,
you know-
right now they're in January. I guarantee they posted something after that.
Well, I keep thinking, it's just all this wishful thinking. The spirit of what we got going on is we're always going to be delayed a little bit. It'd be nice, but it's just we're not. So I'd probably need to brush up on the whole Facebook. I mean, Facebook is a huge. Hold
Yeah, I
on.
thought you
What
were.
is that?
I thought
That's
you were
your
the,
brisket.
I thought you were the social media. When we first started doing this, you were like, "Oh yeah, no, don't worry.
Well, we started off.
I'm
at it.
gonna get on social media.
Is there
and
any
I'm gonna
audio on
pump
that?
up. I'm gonna pump up the likes." Oh, no.
All right, it's the one you didn't. Did you do audio on this one?
It was that one right there.
Yeah, do that one.
Why are we?
Some of you guys were asking about the
It's on
brisket in the
Instagram?
igloo.
Did you hear it?
Okay, that was not
Anyways,
her.
here's the
That's
cover
it.
for
Do it
us.
again.
No,
do
it was
again.
not.
Do it again. Which one was
Oh, why are you doing this to your daughter?
it? Dude, play it one more time and then I'm going to talk about it.
All right.
Some of you guys were asking about the brisket in the igloo. Whoa. that just
She
happened.
interrupted. All right, so
Here's the
anyways, for the
cover.
dudes like
She
us
was
out
so
there,
proud of
we
it. too.
were
Did you see that bow? It was
We-
almost like a half bow with a hand wave.
we were trying to figure out, we're cooking things and we were sous videing things. Jeff and I were like just crazy, just cooking like steaks, chicken, salmon, trying to figure out different things to cook with the sous vide. And I was like, oh, let's cook a brisket. And I cooked a brisket and I didn't have anything big enough to put the fucking brisket in.
So you used a cooler.
No, not the cooler actually worked fantastic. That's not the cooler that was the issue. It was the bag because I used a turkey bag. And I thought the turkey bag was not going to leak, but evidently it has micro little holes in it, whatever. So it leaked a little bit, a lot actually. And in retrospect, so it got into the water. That's hence Jeff said the dirty water. But you vacuum pack the brisket and you season the shit out of it. You vacuum pack it and then you cook it for like 65 straight hours.
It didn't turn out well, I thought.
It was dry.
It was dry, yeah.
Because all the fluids leaked out.
Because of the...
It was not dry because the fluids leaked out. It was dry because it cooked for too long.
65 hours?
I mean, the
plus I think
juices...
some of the juices.
Yeah, that could have been an indication.
Yeah, you may have sous vide'd it a little too long. I don't know the exact hours you did, but I mean, it didn't taste bad. It was just
so
kind of...
65 was an exaggeration?
No, it was a lot. But I don't know if it was quite 65.
Yeah, well... It doesn't mean you don't try again, especially when briskets are cheap. I mean, what are they, $85 a brisket now?
I don't buy them at $85.
$140.
No, I mean regular prices. For 15 ounces, maybe $45. But you can get them. You can get them for $1.
Can you really?
Pound,
I was actually being
pound.
facetious, but prices are going up like crazy.
Well, the briskets were on sale a couple weeks ago for $1.97 a pound.
Damn.
I picked up two.
Why
Sean
didn't you
picked
tell
up
me?
two. I did.
No, you didn't.
Well, you were probably in Cancun.
Well, you could have bought two for me, and I'll pay you back.
I have no room.
I'll Venmo you.
I have no room.
Then I would have told you take it to my house and put it in my floor
Well,
freezer.
do you want a brisket?
Of course.
I've got two.
Well, we need to do the brisket we got when we bought the cow. So we need to plan.
Oh yeah, we
plan
partially own that, don't we?
Correct. So I could smoke that for like Labor Day or something like that if you guys are going to be around.
Yeah, I'll be around
All right.
for sure.
So let's plan on doing
That's a
that
great idea.
for Labor Day then. Because
Done.
that was a big brisket, I think.
It's a big brisket.
Yeah.
All the meat we've cooked from that cow have been great. Even the hamburger.
Oh yeah, the hamburger is really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Everything is different. It's amazing how the texture and the oils that come out of it, or the fat.
It's clear.
It's clear.
Yeah.
I almost didn't need to drain it.
Right.
I was like, why? It's like water.
Yeah.
It's like water.
When I did the first hamburger, I was like, well, it's not like their Kroger fat or wherever you buy your hamburger.
You would think it was a different animal.
Yeah.
When you cook it. All right. So the little background. So this is the FFA.
Yeah, for Frisco. Yeah.
Yeah. So FFA kid raised his cow, did his thing with FFA, and
he ate it.
And we went in
They
together.
butchered it. Yeah, they butchered it.
And we went in together on a quarter of the cow.
It was half a cow.
I thought it was a quarter of a cow, and we each had an eighth.
No, it was half a cow, and we both have a quarter.
Oh, nice. Okay. So I've been telling people totally wrong. All right. So
because it was
a lot. A quarter of a cow. It was a lot. I was surprised. I mean, it packed basically my entire floor freezer. Anyway, so what we're saying is it's different. Like, I don't know how the kid raised the cow.
It was fed on grain for a while, but then the last, what did he say, 6 months or something like that? It was grass fed.
Right.
Yeah. 6 months, you feed him like Twizzlers, gummy bears.
Yes, he said it was completely candy fed.
Yeah, but
No, but that's amazing though, that a cow that is raised by an FFA student or FFA student, and the cows that you buy from the grocery store, dramatically different in the way it cooks,
right,
in the fat that comes out of it, in the taste. That I find that shocking.
It's better.
It's better. Oh, it is absolutely better.
Well, it's probably on a local farm.
Here,
yeah, and it's not no antibiotics, none of that crap they shoot into it because it's not in a big herd, right?
I mean, you know how we all kind of like organic. Oh my God, roll your eyes. I'm never going to buy organic. This and that. I mean, not that this is organic, so to speak, or it kind of is, I guess. But I just tell you, it's a real difference.
Well, it is.
Is a real difference.
I'm not completely anti-organic. I'm anti-organic when I go in there and I look at the fruits and vegetables, and I'm like, it looks like shit.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. They don't have
That's
insecticides.
because they look normal.
Right. They don't have all that shit
but I'm
sprayed on them and
I'm
stuff.
not going to spend more money for that when I'm not going to be able to eat it. Because I can't, not about one piece at a time, I guess. I could do that.
No, I get it. I get it. Anyway, but you see where I'm going with that.
But I will, for meat, I think I'm kind of sold on the, maybe I'll spend a little bit more, unless I'm buying a brisket. If I'm buying a brisket, I'm going to smoke the shit out of it. I'm not going to bother with that. But
right, that's a good point.
If I'm getting a nice steak or something like that, I may spend a few more bucks and get something that.
What about pork? Why have we never talked about going in together on buying a pig?
Well, I'd like to go boar hunting.
Ooh, is that good eating? I never thought it was good eating.
I don't know, but I know people eat it. I don't know if it's good or not. It may be super gamey. You can find wild boar on menus and stuff, right?
Yeah. There's different guests that we should invite to chat about that stuff because I've had some friends that they hunt regularly and they shoot boar. I don't know if they harvest the meat from it. A lot of times,
I've never heard anybody harvest the meat.
I mean, if it's not good, then I don't want to eat it. But it's I mean, I don't know.
I hear it's very. If I remember correctly, it's very tough. Very tough.
Well, maybe we should sous vide it
or smoke it. Smoke it just forever.
I don't know. Usually,
make bacon.
Usually
you make
doing
sausage out of it.
This is like sport. It's like sport shooting, right? First off, they're incredibly destructive, right?
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Wild.
People
Actually,
don't
we're seeing
understand that.
boars. Are they boars or they're hogs? Is that the
It's
same
wild
thing?
hog. Boars are the dudes, right, or the males.
Okay, so wild hogs and wild
hogs.
boars are basically the same if the hog is a male.
A lot of the arguments I have, and this to some of the folks that don't know what guns are, and they're kind of like, well, why do you need a clip that holds 18 bullets?
Right.
You know, why? I mean, isn't the 3 bullets enough?
When you have a 300-pound boar charging at you.
And that's kind of basically what I said.
I've literally seen videos of that.
So what I shared with them, because we were in the hotel in Dallas, and I was like, hey, look, we can go get in the car and we can drive 25 minutes away, and I could take you somewhere, and where there's wild boars that run, and you tell me how many bullets you want in that gun, how many in that clip. Right. It's ridiculous because when you're trying to protect yourself and you've got a pack coming at you, is it a pack of boars, pack of hogs?
It's a flock.
It's a pride.
It's a murder.
We said 3 examples completely wrong, back to back to back. All right, what is it? What is it? Look up a flock of hogs. No, I'm sorry, a murder of hogs. Well, what did you say? Pride?
Pride of like lions.
Pride.
Like, what is a group of?
It's a herd.
What is a group of?
I think it's a herd
or a cluster.
It's what do you call a? What are you doing? What's happening, Mr.
Hogs?
Producer? You are not being internet savvy at all. It's a pack of pigs called right there. Click on that. Okay, group of hogs. Don't say murder.
It is murder.
Shut up. Oh, it is not.
I don't know if it is.
There's no way. That's
Thank
crows.
God. What is a group of hogs called
It's
and why?
called known as a litter, drift, or a drove. I like drove.
A group of hogs is called a passel or a
What?
team.
Where are you reading that? I just read
Well, the first sentence.
I read litter, drift, or drove.
That's young hog.
Young hogs.
Come on.
God dang it.
So it's a passel.
Where are you reading Passel?
Well, it's the first.
See, that's
sentence.
highlighted. A group of hogs is called a passel or a team. So you're being attacked by a
first off,
team.
it's Passel.
Oh,
It's Passel.
it was my
You guys are
enunciation.
I just
wrong.
feel like you guys are uncultured, you know?
Good God. So back to the
anyway,
old
like
thing.
we'll,
So if
we'll
you're
be out in
gonna
the
go
wild. They'll be
hunting-
like, "Oh my God, it's a Passel! It's a Passel!
All those guys are like, what the hell are you talking about?
Passel!
No, it's a murder of hogs.
It's not a murder. It's a Passel!
Passel.
But I would.
Fire! Do you have the high capacity magazine, Sean? Fire! Fire!
Turn it up, Mr. Producer. How do you say it?
Passel.
Passel.
Ah,
Damn
see,
it.
there you go.
Sons of bitches.
But I would like to, whether we could eat it or not, right? I'd like to think that you could eat it. Maybe.
Well, there are
Maybe you
there
only make
are
sausage.
You can eat anything.
services where we can go rent a helicopter where they'll hold
Maybe
on.
some of that's a little cost
let me
effective.
back up. Well, you don't have to rent a helicopter. There are lands out there where they'll be like, all right, look, we got to kill these hogs.
They'll pay you.
It's a service. Well, they may not necessarily pay you, but they'll let you go out for free. And, you've got to probably get your own bullets. But they're like, hey, man, look, we've got overpopulation of boars, hogs, etc., and we got to lay them out. And one of the guys I work with, he was invited. They said, hey, man, look, we've got this thing that has to happen, and we're picking a couple people. They picked out 3, and one of the guys I work with went. And so there he is. He's strapped in with the tether, and he's on the side of the helicopter, and he's it's not a Gatling gun, no.
It's a 50 cal.
No, it's not an
Is
MG
that the
box gun or something.
Arabic
like that.
the Arabic cyclone?
He basically using like a.
Have you seen that picture?
Yes, it's
Impressive.
crazy.
It's impressive. Head to the chopper.
No, it was. In fact, it was Larry. Larry was on our show, one of the first episodes actually. That's on the site. So Larry was out there, and he's the one that went out there, and he and his daughter got to go, and he said it was like one of the funnest things they did.
And they literally shot at hogs
Oh,
from
man,
the
they
helicopter.
They had like 12 gauge shotguns, and boom, boom, boom.
From a 12 gauge shotgun from a helicopter?
Oh, dude! Well, they're
How
flying
low
low.
were they?
Oh, they're
I was
flying
going to
low.
say they got to be 18 feet off the
Oh,
ground.
they come in and swoop and like, and when they land over them, they don't necessarily run all at once. They kind of look at you like, "Hi guys, what's going on? What's
I would
up there?"
not think a shotgun would do anything. Those things are thick hide.
Yeah, it's probably
hide.
a thick slug that they're shooting. It's not
Yeah,
birdshot.
it has to be slugs. It can't be BBs for
Yeah,
sure.
that's that birdshot.
Well, we have to call and check on that. I don't know. He
No, I mean,
mentioned shotgun.
It can be a 12 gauge shotgun shooting slugs.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but but my point is that there is an entity out there that specializes in
Isn't that
doing
crazy?
that, and
That's
that would be fantastic dudes like us event.
It's
It would be.
It's the FBI, That's the
Especially
ST.
if one of those people are listening to the podcast and they're like, absolutely, you guys need to come out and we'll let you do it for free.
Oh God, we need to do that shit along our borders.
Oh,
They have bad hogs down there.
lots
Yes.
of hogs.
Lots of hogs.
Lots of hogs.
Really? Yes.
What?
Nothing. No, lots of hogs everywhere, actually.
You know,
I'm just saying, if you go down there and start firing it off, people will be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! We need to be careful." If we cross the people coming from from Mexico,
Oh.
and they're like, "Whoa, they're shooting hogs in this area."
Yeah, it's a dangerous.
We don't want
It's
to be
not safe to cross.
confused with hogs, and that may be a deterrent because that's going to be the only deterrent.
No, there is no deterrent. You know, I have I've talked to guys that shoot hogs, and if you have to hit it like they have incredibly thick skulls apparently, and
Right.
it takes a certain caliber and a certain like total like where you hit them.
right.
You know what I mean? It's not trivial.
That's why you don't want to walk around and do this. You want to be in some vehicle
yes,
when you're doing this.
It's not. It can be like they
That's
can
why
charge.
these people don't understand. They're kind of like, "Really? You need armor piercing?" I'm like,
Well, they're
"You kind of do."
Well, these
to
things are
get through some of
250,
these
300
skulls.
pounds.
Yeah, you kind
And
of
they're
do.
fast. You know?
Yeah.
Shockingly fast.
Yeah, and they got these big tusks on them.
Yeah.
Gore you. I mean, wasn't it King James that got gored to death?
There's King Baratheon from
Yeah,
Game
sure
of
was.
Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
And that's real life. And that was real. That really happened.
Hey,
Boar.
my lord.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But he was drugged, so you know.
Well, there's
That's
that.
right. They did.
And he only had a sword.
Sword.
What's
Yes.
wrong with you?
Well, maybe
You
I'm
have a sword. And he was overweight too.
Yeah.
He was well.
I miss
God.
Game of Thrones.
The
Yeah.
new show's about to start.
I need
what
to
new
go
show?
back and watch Game of Thrones.
Hold
all
on,
over
pump the
again.
brakes. What new show?
The Day of the Dragon or whatever it's called. They do.
Oh, is that going to be on Prime?
it's on HBO?
But
I thought-
it's not. It's not a George. What's his name? George C.
It's-
Scott.
No, it's not Patton.
I know. His name is
George
George
R.R. Martin.
Martin.
No.
It's not written by
It's
him.
his characters, but it's not his stories.
Oh.
How did he allow that?
I'm sure he's getting paid good money for it.
Well, there's an extension of the Rings,
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings,
Rings.
coming out on Prime pretty
Tolkien.
soon. Yeah, from
Tolkien.
Tolkien.
Yeah, so this
George
one,
C. Tolkien.
this one takes place like 1,000 years before Game of Thrones takes place. right?
Nice. Before the
It's-
wall was built.
All right, hold on. Let's
I don't know
process
about
this.
that.
Hold on. 1,000 years. Okay.
It's when the Targaryens were in charge, and there were a bunch of dragons.
Ooh,
and-
a bunch of dragons.
Oh yeah,
They're the dragon people.
Before they
Yes.
slayed the dragons. It's crazy. How did they slay the dragons back then?
It was with a
They-
high caliber,
Yeah,
Oh,
they had
it
the
was-
harpoon thing.
high clip.
Harpoon, not a harpoon, a harpoon.
I think they did have big harpoons. Is that what it was?
Yeah, remember? They shot. It was like they call it a.
Yeah, House of the Dragon.
Oh, see, I'm a D&D guy, and I should know the name of this. It was called a.
A harpoon?
No,
Lancelet.
no, it's a javelin. The thing that shoots a javelin. It's a. God dang it,
Trebuchet.
ballista. You This is a rare moment. No, I shouldn't say rare moment. This is a wonderful moment where the producer came through big time. A ballista.
It's basically a big crossbow.
Yes, a gigantic crossbow. And that's exactly how they downed the dragon in Game of Thrones.
It is.
It was a ballista.
It is.
I saw that.
Did you knew that off the top of your head already, didn't you? Look at you.
What a loser.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I don't have much.
One of those D&D weirdos.
I don't have much expectation for it because once they strayed from the books, I think the story for Game of Thrones was weaker.
No, they didn't. Well, they did stray from the books, but they also went past the books.
That's what I mean. Once they started writing their own story is when they started going sideways.
No, but it's the same thing like Star Wars. Star Wars, that wasn't, it's not a very linear timeline they have going on. Star Wars, I guess, is a little bit different.
Well, it's different because there wasn't a set of books that were written prior to Star Wars being filmed. So in Game of Thrones, these were a set of 5 books, or maybe 6. I think it was 5. A set of 5 books that were written well before HBO picked it up, right?
Mm.
And then it had a
Did they
huge fan
follow the
base.
books?
And then I read all 5.
Yeah, I read all of them. Pretty close. I mean, left a lot out, obviously, but it was close. Yeah, they reached a point where they're like, all right, because he hasn't finished.
He has not finished.
He's still working on the final 2 books. He says the last 2 books will be over 2,000 pages or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, he's a very, I don't know if he's eccentric, but
It takes
he's
a very long time to write.
So
a book.
in between the 4th and 5th book, it was 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like,
He's taking his sweet time. And
one of my
readers
biggest
are like,
frustrations with the Game of Thrones was that one of the very last episodes where it was so dark you couldn't see shit.
Well, yeah. The whole thing was at
Did
nighttime.
you change the contrast on your TV?
It didn't matter.
The brightness or contrast?
That's when they had the big war with
There's video
the,
settings you guys can.
with the Night King.
No, it was just too dark. It was just silly, and it was just kind of like it was more. You're supposed to capture the spirit of what was going on than what was actually going on.
But you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, it was just kind of like hear people screaming and
It's funny you say that because I remember being a little frustrated as well.
Yeah.
That it was dark.
And
No, I'm
it's
being
fine.
serious.
It's just like, come on, man, show something. I can't see anything. Is that who just died? That's kind of what it was. Because
Right.
who's the young girl that with the mask face or went to the
Arya.
Yeah, Arya. I mean, I wanted to follow her path during that fight, and it's difficult. Where did she go? Not just her, but everyone. I mean, there's so many moving parts.
She came out of nowhere like a spider monkey.
She was and she is, but there are so many different characters
I know.
that were instrumental all up to the very last moment where it all meshed together.
Especially Tree
it's-
Boy.
It's
Remember
hard to
Tree
follow.
Boy just sits there and goes, "Yeah, what's up, dude? I'm part of the tree."
What are you talking? And then what is the name of the guy with
I'm
the
Tree Boy.
the hold the door?
Hold the door.
Hold
So-
Hold door.
the
That was well
funniest-
done. I think that was well done.
That was well
that
done.
was the funniest thing about that character was when
He had a huge dick.
when his dick was popped out.
What? Did he show it?
Oh, yeah.
He's walking around.
They did?
Yeah.
See, I don't have takeaways like that. I don't look at it and go, "Oh wow."
But dude, you couldn't
Well,
help, man. The screen was
well,
there.
no.
You're looking at a character, and then all of a sudden, junk comes by.
Well,
and you're
see that my contrast and brightness on my TV is really low,
You had
And
to set for
yeah,
vivid.
and I
didn't you?
couldn't see his
That's-
big dick.
dude, it was dynamic and vivid
Come on, vibrant colors.
He had
and
this- he had-
scratch and smell.
he had this-
And I'm
scratch
like-
and sniff.
I'm like, honey, did you see how purple and green and yellow and
did you see
red?
all the veins
how
on
red it
that
was?
thing?
Red. Oh, God.
It smelled like peanut butter. Did you just,
Okay, you can't smell shit. Ooh, that's the future of TVs.
there you go.
Smell-o-vision.
Scratch and sniff.
Smell-o-vision.
Well, they've tried to do that for films already. Smell-o-vision.
No, they didn't.
Sure they would. They do it at Disney World.
Really?
Yeah, they have films.
They have a little
that
fan that like
they'll do
kicks out
scents.
odor?
Yeah.
Are
Oh,
you
smell
kidding
of
me?
it. A cinematography with the addition of olfaction.
Smell-o-vision.
Yeah. And,
Are you kidding me?
and they do stuff where they'll spray water on you.
Well, okay, I know they're trying to make that realistic by jolting you and spraying stuff on
They
you.
spray you, and they there was one. I don't know if they still have it called the bug.
I didn't know it was odors.
where these bugs will crawl across, and you'll feel them.
You got a bunch of guys that are going.
He's crawling through a trash can. Oh my God!
Yeah, and it smells and it stinks, and your seat has
That's
bugs.
ridiculous.
And
That's a
stuff,
good
so,
way for everyone to get cancer. Just,
No shit. Smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh, those Aroma-Rama.
oh, Roma Rama.
Those are the two leading.
That's Sean's bathroom. That's what he calls it.
No, come on,
Aroma
dude,
Rama?
that's ridiculous.
I had no idea.
Oh, hold on.
Was
Anyway,
it used for porn?
What was that?
How'd we go from Hodor's massive?
Because you were
whatever.
talking about peanut butter on
No,
his
he-
red.
It
Smells
was,
like
it was
peanut butter.
actually it was actually a prosthesis that they had strapped
Well,
on.
I
him.
didn't investigate.
There
Was that
a-
really his dick?
I'm sorry,
That-
you Googled it?
Well, there was an interview with him because he turned out after he was killed off in the show, he took on a career of DJing, and there was
And they were all like, "Show us your big."
no, I would. He talked about it when he had an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, that's actually a prosthesis."
Why didn't you just own it?
Yeah, well, I would have. been all,
Yeah, I'd have
That's natural.
milked that to the very end.
It's natural. Speaking
On
of
my
milking,
tombstone,
Until
it
you
would've
found a
said-
girlfriend, and she's like, "Hey, what's up with that?"
On my tombstone, it would have been the man with the biggest
but mouth,
heart.
whatever. You gaping asshole.
Whatever.
God.
A pulsed hole.
God. Whatever.
Anyway, so yeah, the new Game of Thrones is coming out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
My expectations are low, but my hope is higher than that. But
I want to go back and watch it again.
it was good. It was well done. It's just they rushed. I don't want to get into that, but they rushed the last.
They sure. Well,
bit of it.
they ended it so quick.
Well, it almost seemed like
Yeah, that
they,
kind of ruined it for me.
there were a lot of based on some of the interviews that I was watching, there were a lot of on-set. I mean, there's so many personalities. When you get long seasons like that,
Yeah.
you have a timeline, you have a storyline, and it's not like you can swap out characters. Even though with that show, it's like every time you got to know somebody, they were killed.
Right.
Instantly. It was like, boom,
Right.
I'm starting to like that guy. Boom,
Except
dead.
Jon Snow. Jon
That's
Snow
true.
He made it to the end.
Well, he
But
And
died.
so did the hottie.
But there are a lot of
What's her name?
personalities
Queen.
that or
Targaryen?
on the set
Oh, the blonde,
that were conflicting with each other. They all got along, but at the same time, there was just
like in real life.
in real life
like I'm the
stuff behind
biggest
the
star of
scenes.
this. There was no main
People
star
get kind
of
of
that.
pompous, they.
Really? So there was documented like issues of people not getting along. And stuff?
There was just drama in the back. Who's going to let go, and then this. It was just like a different. There was just they didn't specifically say there were arguments between two people, but can you imagine like working with Peter Dinklage? What is his name?
Dinkler.
Dinkler.
Dinklage.
Dinklage.
You know
Is it
what?
Dinklage?
Look, I got to tell you,
Dinklage.
I like that actor. I thought he was hilarious in Elf. I respected him as an actor. He's one of my favorite characters on Game of Thrones. Until he turned out and he fucked up other opportunities for other midgets to go get jobs.
Little people.
Little people, yeah. So I mean, when he went out there and
He said it was racist to assume that you should cast little people for like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
yeah, I was like, they're dwarves.
That is, and then other little people actors were like, "Dude, that's the only jobs we can get in
Yeah.
Hollywood. Are you kidding
Right.
me?"
Yeah, it's just little things like that, and it's look, there are woke people out there that are too woke, and it's like with power being his stature and his
Yeah.
popularity
Oh, and he's
and
got
his level,
shitloads of money, and he's set for life.
There comes power
Yep.
in responsibility. You have to learn how to harness your what you're
100
saying, because people are looking up to you,
Yep.
and they're thinking what you're saying is right, whether it's not or not. They don't know.
Well, the
It's
problem
kinda like-
is he thinks he is speaking the truth.
Yeah,
That's
he-
the problem.
Yeah, he thinks
He thinks I'm taking my power. I'm going to speak the truth, and it's
and I'm looking out for
right.
the little people like
I need
me.
to say this because I know I'm
Yeah.
the big star here, so I need to say this.
Yeah,
And
like
I-
the other famous little person, LeBron.
Billy Barty,
LeBron. What's his name? LeBron?
Lebron.
Yeah, he's another guy that doesn't know how to wield his power, doesn't know how to.
I was seriously trying to think of the little redheaded dude that was in the movie floating down
Willow?
the river. Willow.
Oh, that's a great movie. I love that movie.
They're making a
Oh,
series
Willow.
out of that on Disney.
I thought the redhead, was she a redhead? Cute.
Oh, that was the chick that yeah, we talked about her
What are you
before.
fantasizing about being with a
No, we
midget or
Yeah,
No,
it was
the
a
little
yeah,
person?
it was a redheaded little woman.
talked about her
What's
in
wrong
a
with
previous
you? Have you not
podcast.
seen Willow?
that was so long ago.
The woman, the girl in the show. She was
Was
pretty.
she a midget?
No,
She
she
was-
was not.
She was a big person.
It's that redhead right there.
She was cute. Super cute.
Yeah, we've pulled her up before.
Oh yeah, Val Kilmer.
Kilner.
Kilmer.
Oh,
Joanne
Joanne Whaley.
Whaley. Joanne Whaley.
Joanne Whaley. She never was a big. She didn't have a big career.
Type in Joanne Whaley nude.
Oh, would you stop? But do it anyway.
You guys.
Oh, what do you
Okay.
mean, you guys?
Hey,
you
I
You
didn't-
guys.
can
I
like
just-
do it, do
What
it
do you mean,
quick,
you
do it
guys?
before I turn away.
Mister, I say nude in every podcast.
I
Pubes.
don't believe I said it.
Yeah, you say.
Dude, there's a punch list. People are doing shots. They're like, they got the
They
shots
are.
queued up right now, and it's like, as soon as he says it, is
Yeah.
it Architeuthis? Wham! There goes a shot. Is
Yep.
it
Or nude.
is it
All
pube nude?
All nude. Especially in Ireland. You say anything, they drink.
As soon as I speak, drink. Drink.
He spoke.
Yeah.
You're a big
I
cheer.
met the coolest people from Ireland. It
Did you talk about our
Absolutely,
podcast?
absolutely. I said you'll be the second person. He goes, okay, I'll listen. And he was like, we're from Down South. Down South.
Dude, they don't fucking.
I gave him such a hard. Did I tell you about the woo woo? So they have a board of the signature drinks that they have in Cancun, and he goes, I'm gonna have a woo woo, and I was like, what are you saying? I'm gonna have a woo woo, and I was like, can you spell that for me? And he goes, WOO WOO. I felt so
So
stupid.
woo
I
woo.
I literally was like, woo woo. That's what you're saying? He's like, yeah, woo woo. Oh my god, they were so much fun, and his wife, it was all inclusive, right? So she would just try this drink and then try this drink and then try this drink, and so in the table in front of her she had like 8 drinks that were half consumed, and she was like, "Oh, this is lovely. This is so lovely."
So she was British.
Oh, well, no, they were both Irish.
Lorraine and Spain.
It was lovely. How do you say Irish lovely? I don't know. Anyway, they were just awesome.
Sean's Irish. He should know.
It's lovely,
Lovely.
lovely.
Do they say lovely?
Oh,
Lovely.
take me balls and scrunch them up because they're lovely.
Okay, she didn't say that.
Oh.
But they were honestly, they were super cool. And we met
Do they have red hair?
we met no.
My
No.
balls?
No, they weren't.
Do they wear green and like a leprechaun outfit?
Isn't that weird? No, they
How
none
about
of those
a,
things.
how about
have
a
any of
kilt?
And they asked me, why don't you have a gun and why aren't you riding a horse?
I was going to say all Texans have,
They have
cowboy
a-
hats and wear
Yes.
cowboy boots.
Yes, exactly. How's
do,
that?
do they have a?
I was like,
a
how you
group
doing,
of
little lady? She was
bagpipe
like,
players
you're
come out first?
lovely.
The
Okay.
bagpipe players come out.
They did. They did. That was funny.
They're Scottish.
That is Scottish.
She would say, "We're from down south,
Down
south, south, south." I go, "South, south."
Did you ask them what their involvement in the IRA was?
Really? I was like, "So, did you kill anybody when you were
Were
attacking
they
the
Protestant or Catholic?
British?" Oh, stop!
Maybe you know what? There's history's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
There's so much. It's so
These
tribal.
Are
and-
these are Christians attacking each other.
You know-
Anyway,
you know-
sorry.
you know-
tribal. Keep going.
Well, you know
Sorry.
what's weird is my wife and I have just picked up Downton Abbey. I know it's been out for a long time.
Love it.
But there's a
Yeah, it
there's
is
a,
a good one.
there's a
It's a
few
good
series.
there's a few episodes in there where they bash the Catholics
Yes.
because they're all Protestant, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's interesting where they
It turned into a hatred thing.
yeah, I was just like, wow, I guess it's accurate because of the time.
well,
But a belief and following
bu- bu- bu-
Jesus,
bu- bu-
belief and following of Jesus in 2 different segments, you would think they would get past that.
it's very
Isn't
difficult
that weird?
to
They
think
didn't.
about religion, Jesus, the Bible, and so many different scenarios. You just
It's
you know,
nuts.
the Bible gets from point A to point B. A king gets it, and he's kind of like, I don't want that part. Let's cut that out. Hey, guys, hey, over here, over there, we're going to cut all that out. And I want you to go across the planet,
I'm gonna
and
eat
I
some
want
cheese.
you to take out the Old Testament, and we're going to just have the New
All right.
Testament. Look,
I hear you. You're
I'm
trying
just-
to invalidate the spiritual
I'm
word.
not trying to invalidate. All I'm trying to say is that there's a lot more to it than what is in the storybooks that they're pushing out. I would love.
Oh boy, we just lost
Do
all
we-
of we just lost all of the Christians of this show.
Hey, he watched.
And by the
Braveheart.
way, the one Brazilian guy, He's a Christian. Don't leave us.
Oh.
Sean's nuts. I believe in the Bible. I
It's
believe
not a
it's
matter of
God
believing in
spoken.
the Bible. It's a matter of the Bible being.
I think it was used as a political tool.
Incomplete. It's
absolutely.
incomplete.
Oh, because of human nature, it was totally abused, misinterpreted.
Because the popes back in the day wielded a ton of power.
It's still to this day is grossly misinterpreted.
I mean, look what they're doing
for
on the
nefarious gain.
Look what they're doing on the stone walls in India,
Stone walls.
Cambodia.
What do you mean?
Like the hieroglyphics and the writings and the graphics. If there's anything questionable about how things could have been,
like in 1,000 years ago?
yeah, well, yeah, even if not even more. Like let's say, for
Mayan,
example, like the
Aztec type of
pyramids, for
stuff?
example.
Oh, he's going conspiracy here.
No. I'll keep
Ancient
it thin.
civilization and
I'll
aliens.
keep it thin. I'll just say the pyramids and how
hidden
they
catacombs.
purposely like let's just say like Cambodia for some reason. You know, they had like the Buddhists were there, and
Buddhists. Yep.
then you had the Muslims that came in and took over the old culture.
Mm-hmm.
And when they went in there, they took down and destroyed some of the old stones, and they built on top of the new ones.
Right.
They built their own shit on there. So there's a mixture.
Right.
There's a mixture. Is basically what I'm saying. But in the process
That's
of
no
doing
different.
that,
By the way, that's no different than Jerusalem.
that's true. But that's happening across the board with everything. And if it's kind of like what they're doing to Donald Trump.
See,
All right.
yeah, you lost
they're-
me at the very end there.
No. I'm just saying. Look, they're
Cambodia to Trump.
They
Ancient
are
civilizations building on top of each
anybody
other.
in
That's what they're doing to
power
Donald Trump.
that has the ability, kind of like you said, the popes had tremendous powers back then, where they were able to
You
say, "Hey,
rewrite
look, I want you
history.
to knock down that temple."
Rewrite history.
Rewrite history, and they could just like strike it from the record,
Well, what happens?
like it never happened.
I got you now.
The winners get to write the history.
Yeah, and
what
so
happens.
whether they're right or wrong, and that's what I'm saying.
It's a
We have
point
a
of
very
view.
incomplete book.
Yeah, but what's nuts is, I mean, they didn't even write the history when he was president.
No,
Like, he should have won the Nobel Peace Prize
I know.
for what he did in the Middle East. He did revolutionary.
The Abraham Accords. and-
Absolutely, the Abraham Accords. It was unprecedented, especially in our time, where they were acknowledging diplomatic relations between Muslim and the Jewish state. Right?
yeah,
They completely ignored all of it.
yeah.
They
We're
just
gonna
ignored it.
include it, but
I think
we're
Biden's starting
we're
to
not going to call
take
it
credit
Abraham
for that, isn't
Accords.
he? I heard him.
I
heard,
thought he was trying to undermine it. I thought he was trying to like reverse
Well,
it.
no, because I thought that he said, "Yeah, we're bringing together some states," and one of the news channels says, "Yeah, he's trying to strengthen the Abraham Accords," and
And so he's going to get a Nobel Peace Prize.
no
Peace Prize
mention
for
of
it?
Trump. But I bet they try to assign that to him.
That is unbelievable to me. That's unbelievable that that anybody in their right who's what am I trying to say?
Oh my God!
A good person who knows right from wrong should not allow that to happen. If you're on the freaking Nobel Peace Prize committee, they should go, yeah, no, that's wrong.
Is it wrong for me to hope that Nancy Pelosi gets whacked while she's visiting Taiwan?
I tell you what, that's I read something today where China or the U.S. is bracing for war.
China's doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on this
Yeah.
Pelosi visit to Taiwan. I'm really surprised by it. Usually they don't seem rattled. You know what I mean? They don't make a big deal out of some things.
China has
They're
an
making a big-
incredible control over our country.
They're making a
whether
big
we
deal.
admit it or not. All they have to do is say, "Hey, guess what? All you folks that are dependent on medicine, guess what? You don't have."
It's over.
All that shit needs to come back to the States or
well,
Mexico.
that's what Trump was trying to do.
Yeah. And
Trump was trying to do that right away.
they're you know what, talk about, you won't need COVID to strip down the population as some of these global leaders are wanting. All you have to do is just fuck with China.
Or monkeypox.
That
I
is-
think
you
I
know,
think
that
you
is-
can kill 99% of the world with monkeypox.
No, it's a homosexual.
Oh, it is. What? Well,
That's the study is it's
I
transmitted
know.
via homosexual activity.
And then, you know what? When I told Shelley that, she goes, and that's why, that's why nothing belongs in the butt.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
And I was like,
The reason why people
was
put
like,
it in the butt is because
wow.
it's smaller. We're looking for a little.
What?
What's going on? Did I?
Your mic's still active.
Was that my
Your mic is on. My God.
inner monologue just came out?
So this whole monkeypox, can it be transmitted to a non-homosexual? Sure, right? Via
Yes.
blood and stuff like that, right? But
Yes.
it's hard
So
to
is this
transmit.
like AIDS?
It doesn't kill
I mean,
you.
it's not an
No,
acquired
it
immune
does-
deficiency syndrome,
it
but
doesn't
I mean,
kill
it
It's
could
you.
be-
actually incredibly mild.
Yeah, it
And they're
doesn't.
talking about Biden's considering a monkeypox emergency.
Yeah,
Well, he asked for
no,
$8 billion.
The World Health Organization has already said that it's a world emergency.
I think they have like 2,000 or 3,000 people catch it worldwide.
And it's very mild. I mean,
I wonder if they're going to try to
this-
use it for the midterms.
this is a recurring trend of governments trying to
Wield their power.
control
It's
the world, control
compilation
people.
of button pushing.
They're trying to. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to create habitual abuse of power, to where we just
Correct.
become.
It's normalized.
Yeah, we become. Thank you. We become normalized
Well,
in how we respond to
thankfully,
the government shutting us
you
down.
have folks like Elon Musk that are stepping up, and they're kind of like,
Who knew?
yeah, they're just saying, hey man,
He's our free speech
Twitter.
champion.
Well, you
Go
need-
figure.
Yeah,
I
so
haven't
where's
heard
Twitter at?
squat. We'll talk about that because I've heard squat on that front, but
Yeah.
we'll talk it in the second half.
Oh, we got tons to talk about in the second half.
Well, what's amazing is we got through a lot of everything on the list that you.
We hit.
We hit. What
But
did
you
we
know
hit?
what?
bottom one.
The thing is,
Dungeons and Dragons.
I was
We
here.
actually hit nothing.
I was here, and I wrote those things on the board. Were you?
Yeah, but you read them all and says this is what we're going to cover in this show.
Yeah, we have a lot to cover today.
We're going to continue. We still have a second half.
I know, but
you
we
don't
just-
read out our topics.
Jesus
Ever,
Christ.
because we know we're not going to go there.
But you know all the shows. Hey, hey, tonight, guys, we got like
Well, they talk about guest stars. Yeah.
We are not that show.
halftime. Dudes like us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
I'm Jeff.